All right. Let's talk about what's going on with respect to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and liquidations. So let's just jump straight into CoinGloss here. Okay, the liquidations over 24 hours pretty high, I'd say 585 million. You know what we typically expect is like 300 million over 24 hours. That's kind of the norm. So this is a little bit more than usual. And let's have a look at what's going on in the liquidation map so that we can kind of think about where next moves are, right? Okay, so I'm gonna look at the heat map. Go to uh, where are we? All right. Yeah, so this is what we want to look at here. This okay, 24 hours section. All right, so we've taken out like some. These are basically any long positions that are going to get shorted, and of course, it's taken through the major chunk here, right? So, what's the next kind of phase for Bitcoin? Well, I'd say that there's a little bit here, but we've got a lot actually on the long side here, especially like looking yellow basically means a very deep open interest. This is only actually 71 million. 71 million is not that small, but it's still not too bad. I think that absorbing all of this stuff here is reasonable. So, having a target maybe a little bit above 50, around 115. I actually like to look at a bigger picture on this as well. So let's step back even further, and we'll see that there's significant like chunks that are basically on the short side. So 115 here, 117 here, and to go through all of this in one go is starting to look really likely. I mean, I've been always bullish on Bitcoin, so I'm kind of looking for a time in which this is going to occur. We're not seeing too much on the downside here, so I expect that since liquidations are a magnet, that if we get like kind of like an upswing, which eventually will happen, we'll say, then I think that it could quite easily breeze through 114 all the way through to 117. Of course, we're all looking for like it to go north of all-time highs, and there is significant open interest here on the short side for that too. So a lot of opportunity here really for Bitcoin's liquidation traders to kind of take out all of this here with a with a drive to the upside, and drive to the short side is really taken out. All of this stuff has already been taken out here. Significant amount over here as well. So that was a big liquidation situation here, and we've already seen like smaller amounts of liquidity being taken. Maybe there's a little bit more here, but it really bottoms out around 108. So bullish, I guess, in the long view. Just to kind of go over the theory of what's going on here. So as we see, like these turn more and more yellow, from green to yellow, shall I say, when a lot of open interest is sitting there. If we look at certain points in history where, say we're here, you see there's not that much of a liquidity grab above it. There's quite a lot below it. So what happens is Bitcoin then goes in and it kind of like takes that liquidity there before like kind of deciding its next move. At this point here, effectively, there's actually not that much. Well, I mean, all of this stuff here was taken out, right? With that dump here, and then sitting in this smaller area here. I think it was pretty even. I mean, it went down in that way, but at this point of the trade, you can see that there's another target there that was not quite hit, but eventually was. So, and we see that there. Now at this point here, looking at this trade here, well, there's probably not that much interest, and then much more on the short side to be taken out. Move up to the upside, took out most of that. Didn't quite hit its goal there, so I think that that's kind of where it could swing back to at this time. And I think that all of these like short squeezes over here have been relatively minimal. I mean, 300 to 500 million is not too much, so we can kind of see that there is much more opportunity here. So, anyways, follow the yellow. That's basically what we do with Bitcoin. And now I think we've just about seen the bottom out at 10.8. And where's that? Where's that deep one? I'd say, Yeah, 110 is kind of the bottom out there, and it's kind of hit that. So here we go, Bitcoin now trading, and we're gonna see 111. Okay, so it's reclaimed 111,000, and I guess there's our next target here, 113,945. All right, that's all.